Hi, this is Frank Warren and you're watching Lights Out.
And this is Faisal Khan for Lights Out, and I'm here in Northampton at the Shoebox Boxing Gym. Delighted to be joined by super lightweight prospect Eithan James. Eithan, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Just finishing up a bit of training here and be back in on Sunday.
Busy times. 4-0, in a very good place now. You made your debut back in 2019. How do you assess the start of your pro career so far?
Yeah, it's going good. I think there's a little bits of tightening up we could do with all fights, but I'm looking to push on a bit further now. Go and do my first 6-rounder in March on the 27th, and just looking to improve on every fight, fitness-wise, technical-wise, on every aspect.
Mentioned obviously you're doing your first 6-round on the 27th of March. You're part of that double-header weekend on BT Sport, which is looking like a very, very good show at the moment. How's the preparation coming along for that?
Yeah, good. I've been in camp for since Christmas. I've just been ticking over, waiting for a fight date, and I got a call a couple of weeks ago saying there's a spot opened up, first 6-rounder. So I said, yeah, I'll take it. So I'm just in the middle of camp now. Got another 4 hard weeks to go, and just taking it easy now. Just can't wait to get back in there.
Has there been any news on a potential opponent?
Yeah, I've got. They've said to me at the moment I'm fighting Des Newton. It was just a quick opponent. He's at 18, lost 10, won 8. So a bit of a step up compared to the other lads who's got completely losing records. But it don't matter. I'm going in there to do a job, and I'm not going to overlook him.
Are you one of those fighters that you would say that the tougher the test, the better it brings out of you?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you start upping the opponents in level-wise and boxing-wise, I think you'll start seeing better performances. With these journeymen, they're there to do a job, they're there to tuck up and test you, whereas my true ability will come when I'm fighting proper fighters that are going to come and try and hit me back and box me quality. So when they start upping the opponents, that's when you'll start seeing a proper improvement.
Well, obviously, unfortunately, we're still going through this pandemic, so any chance that you get, you've really got to go out there and take it because of these tough times that we're going through. And you're very fortunate to have been signed with someone like Frank Warren and BT Sport, and you're getting regular opportunities, which is really good. But what can we expect to see from you in 2021? Is this the year perhaps you might be looking at perhaps the Southern Area title, maybe even get towards the British?
Yeah, now I'm looking by the end of the year. I want to hit my first 10-rounder as long as everything goes all right with this pandemic. And I want to start aiming at looking at titles towards the end of the year or maybe the start of next year, and then just keeping it busy. Just obviously I'm still young. I've only really had 2 years in the pros because last year was a bit of a write-off, but I still got 2 fights in. But yeah, now at the end of this year, I want to push on to some sort of title and just start developing, fighting the 10 rounds, getting used to them, fucking having the hard fights all the way through. And then when I'm about 24, 25, start looking for the big titles when I've got my man strength and I've fully grown into it.
The 27th is a very exciting show, you've got the likes of Willie Hutchinson on it, of course, Nathan Gorman. We look at the job Frank Warren's doing with the young fighters now. I mentioned Dennis McCann, of course, and Hamza Shiraz, many good young fighters that he's got coming through. Is the way Frank Warren, the way he's managed these young British fighters, the main reason why you chose to sign with Frank?
Yeah, I got in touch with Dennis because I've known Dennis for fucking ages since I was in the schoolboys and that, and that's how I sort of turned over. There weren't really anything up here for the pro scene to start off with, and I look at Queensbury and Matchrooms being the top 2 promotions in the country, and they're doing their job. They're getting me on my fights. They're getting me TV shows. They're getting me my fights for each year. So why wouldn't I sign with them when they're getting me the opportunities? Some kids are unfortunate not to be able to box this year. Maybe they might not even they didn't box last year. They might not even box this year. So for them to be fucking postponed to stop them from fighting, it's gonna knock a few heads back. But I'm lucky in there to get my rounds in and get my experience.
I've done a bit of research into your GB days. I understand you shared the ring with Hopey Price. Obviously another good fighter that's coming up, both in the sort of at the same stage in your career. What can you tell us about those experiences with Hopey Price in the GB days?
Yeah, no, it's good. Me and him went away a couple of times. We went to the Europeans together, the Commonwealths, went to the Tri-Nations loads of time. We boxed each other once when we were schoolboys up in Hull. Had a good close fight up there, but now he got the better of me on that one. But he's improving quality as well. He's been boxing good lads, improving, and he's with Dave Colwell, good trainer, and them two should go far as well.
He's, I believe, down at featherweight. You're up at super lightweight, but you know the catchweight plays a big part in boxing. Is there a potential chance that we could see that perhaps one day in the pros?
Yeah, if he wants to jump up a couple of weights, I ain't cutting down no more than super lightweight. That's my weight. Possibly move up in the future if I start to fill out a bit more. But at the moment, my weight's at super lightweight.
When you talk about the super lightweight division, obviously the big noise and the fuss is around obviously Josh Taylor right now. We believe that talks are progressing well with Jose Ramirez for that all undisputed clash. You know, what prediction do you give for that fight when it does happen?
Yeah, no, I think Josh is just a bit ahead of everyone at the moment. He's fought all the top lads. He fought the North Korean, I think it was, or South Korean last fight. Stopped him within 20 seconds with a body shot. So he's definitely doing something right. And for him to be putting away world level opponents like that, I think he's just gonna do the same with Ramirez. I don't think it's gonna be any different. Whether it takes him longer or goes to points, I still think he comes out winning.
Where would you like to see Josh Taylor's future lie? Do you think it lies up at 147 after, well, hoping that he does become the undisputed champion?
Yeah, no, hopefully he moves up, gives us younger ones coming through a chance when we're older. So, but no, definitely that's where I want to be in the like coming years. I want to be at the top, fighting all the top lads. But now, if he wins this fight, then he might as well look at fucking moving around weights, fighting top opponents, and getting the big fights.
The top opponents at that 147 division are the Spencers, the Crawfords, the Pacquiaos. You know, fingers crossed Josh Kelly and Conor Benn come through their next test and they can sort of move up in that way as well. What chance do you give Josh Taylor against the likes of, you know, the Crawfords, the Spencers and the Pacquiaos if he does move up? Because I'm pretty sure he won't want to wait around. He'll want to jump into his fights as soon as possible. Yeah,
no, definitely. He's a big lad at super lightweight, so I think he'll move into 147 quite comfortably, being the height of him. He'll fill out quite comfortably as well. And I don't think you can underestimate him, like just because he's moving up weight and the other lads are big names. He's been a big name at super lightweight as well. So him moving up is just them two. They should be 50-50 names. They'll be fighting 50-50 lads, and he won't be an underdog going into any of them.
When you talk about British boxing, you can't talk about British boxing without mentioning Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. I mean, we're all glued to our social media pages. We're just waiting for that fight to get announced. They've both done wonderful things for British boxing, and for me, the biggest fight probably of our generation. Just fingers crossed it gets made as soon as possible. What predictions are you giving for that fight?
Yeah, no, I think Fury beats him, even by stoppage or points. I think his fluentness and his movement's just too much for the heavyweights. He's really one of the early heavyweights around at the moment that boxes comfortably, like fluently, and doesn't like box robotic. If you see all the big heavyweights now, they're all tucked to trying to knock each other out with one punch, whereas he knows he's going in there. He can do it with any shot if he wants to. Do you know what I mean? So he's I think he wins comfortably. I think he could probably stop him depending on how he goes in there thinking. But no, I think it's a win for Tyson Fury.
We did a podcast the other day on our channel, and you've obviously got to have a plan B in boxing. Now, there's a potential chance that fight might not happen. Out of Fury and Joshua, which heavyweight, you know, outside of them two, do you think can really challenge them?
I think the heavyweight in like World Devil's there's not many around at the moment. Like they've all sort of took certain opponents out going through to get to fight each other. Like obviously Fury's stopped Wilder now, so he's sort of like out the mix. But really, the only fight they can make is AJ's Fury. But I'd like to see other like world level fights. Like I'd like to see Ruiz back in with someone. I don't know who'd get back in with, but I'd like to see him back fighting someone. And what probably could go in against Wilder. That'd be a good tear up. But at the moment, I think the only fight they can make at heavyweight is the AJ Fury fight.
Eithan, before we bring the interview to an end, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, just get ready for the 27th. Hopefully I'll bring a good performance in.
We're looking forward to it. Eithan, thank you very much for your time. Good luck for the 27th. And we look forward to speaking to you soon.
Cheers, thank you.
Top man, thank you very much.